Hey, my name is Wade Lowman, and I am 21 years old, and I am a performer. Performing is really the only thing I've ever known. It's the only thing I've ever really put forth the effort to do because it's the only passion I've ever had. And it's been that way ever since I was little. Like, I can remember being young, and I would go through our garage and take things out and recreate sets of shows. And my parents would come home and be like, "Why is our coffee pot on top of the microwave?" And I'm like, "Well, because it's gonna be part of my set, Mom." So, I mean, I was young, like really young when I would do things like that. But it grew from there. It grew, as I got older, my drive and my passion and my focus and my direction grew with me. So when I was 16, I moved to Myrtle Beach to do a seaside show. It's called High Stemma Country. And I was 16, and it was for a summer, so I moved on my own. And that's really when it just kind of sank in that I was different than everyone else, and the fact of I was going to school with kids who were doing things they shouldn't and focusing on things they shouldn't and making choices that they shouldn't make. And it wasn't that never entertained me, because I always I was so focused on who I was and what I was going to do with myself outside of school, and that was performing. And of course, like, the first musical theater show I did was Aladdin, and it was at my high school, and I got to be Aladdin. And that's really when I met musical theater head on and got to, instead of just singing with a microphone to whoever would listen, I was a role now. I dove into like lines and being a character and having to share the stage with, 20 other talented people. And I connected with that. I connected with being on stage with a group of people who are on the same stage for the same reason as you, which is to give a good performance and to really be yourself and be able to embrace the talents that you have. So that's where I started doing musical theater. And again, I was 16, and it grew from there. So I went to New York the first time when I was 16, and I called my mom 2 hours after I was there and was like, "This is it. Like, this is where I'm going to be. It's New York City. The energy, the feeling, the opportunity, everything about it just spoke to me and was like, this is what you've been waiting for." So that was in the back of my head ever since I was 16 of, okay, well, you have a little more direction. Like, you know where you want to go and where you can prosper, and it's New York City. And I was able to do the musical Rent at Fabrifaction Theater in Atlanta. And I was given the role of Angel. Now, I auditioned for the show. I'm going to be honest with you. I auditioned for the show to get the show on my resume, because I knew if I was going to go to New York, I needed professional work and I needed a good show. It was a good outlet for me to be on my resume. When they called me back to do the role of Angel, I wasn't expecting anything great to come of it, and it landed in my lap, and I didn't know what I was going to make of it. But that was the most incredible show and an incredible experience I've ever had with a show, with a cast, in my musical career. That was one of the highlights of it, is because I was on stage playing a character who I knew people would come to see the show for that character, and I could either make the show or break the show. And I put everything I had into it, and it turned out to be a success for not only me, but for the whole cast, for the whole show, for the theater. It was a step in a positive direction for all of us, and we all realized that. So I knew I wanted to get to New York, so I auditioned for the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York City, actually a year ago today. How great, a year ago today. That's when I auditioned for them. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could take that step and break beyond Wade Lowman from Paulding County. I appreciate where I'm from, and I love the support that I get from here. But I want to show everyone that I'm more than that. Like, my dreams in life go so big, and I want to be in the place that can make all of those dreams happen. And for me personally, that's New York City. And so I auditioned for this school and got accepted. And basically, it's a musical theater conservatory where I'll be performing or rehearsing and working and going to school 32 hours a week, singing and dancing, musical theater. And I'll be in the most magical city in the world, going to school for what I love to do, getting better at what I love to do. And that's amazing. And so I'm supposed to be leaving in October. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to qualify for any student loans, so I had to raise my tuition by myself through scholarships, merit letters, all of that stuff. And I'm also putting together a show on September 22nd called Cost of a Dream. And Cost of a Dream is a project that, once again, I'm putting everything in. I'm putting all of my emotions, all of my talent and time into this because I believe in my dream. And sometimes those dreams come with a cost, and this one happens to be one of them. And I know so many people who their dreams came with a cost too. But that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean, oh, well, that's a hefty price tag, so looks like I'm not going to be able to accomplish this. That's not the way I've ever looked at things when they've come my way. I try to find a solution for it, and because I know that when I find the solution, it's going to be worth it for me and for everyone else involved. So, Cost of a Dream is September 22nd, and it's going to be at Ben Hill Strickland Park, and we have some of the most amazingly talented musicians coming in. We have a band called Black Diamond who's going to come in and do some songs. Pretty Boy Fat, Hillary Page, who actually graduated from AMDA, which is the school I'm going to, is going to come and share her talents. And it's just going to be a night of music and inspiration. Like, because I through telling everyone and promoting this show, I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, I really wish I would have done that, or, I used to want to do that, and I used to want to live here, but I never did. So they're supporting me kind of through themselves, in a way, almost. And this show is not only just, for me, I want to give something back to all the people who supported me, and I want people, different theaters and people who supported this, not knowing what it would lead to, I want them to come out to the show because I want to show them, like, you're a part of this. Like, you're a part of my success, and thank you for that. So, I don't know. I have a vision, and I have a dream, and I know I wasn't blessed with my talents to not show the world. And someone asked me the other day, they said, well, what is your goal? Like, what is your dream? Why are you putting forth all your effort? And it might not materialize. It might not come to be. But why are you doing all of this? What's the end result for you? And I said that my happiness is being successful at who I know I need to be. And that's living in New York City, dedicating my life to my passion and what I know I'm here to do. And I want to take that opportunity and I want to embrace everything that comes my way because I'm doing that. So that's why I'm here. And tickets for Cost of a Dream are at indiegogo.com/costofaDream. And on that website, you'll be able to sponsor the show, buy tickets to the show, support the campaign, and really get to read about where the dream started and where it is today. And hopefully, if people want to be a part of it, I hope they do.